Hello, my loves, and welcome to a very informative video. So, you made a fiber arts project, and now what? How do you take care of it? Do you block it? How do you block it? Yes, that we will talk about and touch on in this little crocheting chat. So, I do have my notes of the topics I was going to touch on right over here. So if you see me looking over there, that's why. Alright. But first, we will go ahead and talk about blocking. And how I block mine is dependent on the fiber. So when it comes to acrylic, I no longer soak it to block it, which I did do before. When I used a Red Heart Super Saver, I did. And it did pretty nicely, especially with the Red Heart Super Saver, because it softened it up when I soaked it in wool wash. No regrets with that. But I stopped doing that and I just started steam blocking it now. And I actually don't use blocking mats anymore for it. So I think blocking mats can be really cool if you're trying to manipulate the shape really heavily. But I don't really need to do that. And usually when I crochet it, I'm actually expecting the steam blocking to stretch it out a bit, which it does for me, and that's generally all I might want it to do. Otherwise, I probably already crocheted it into the shape I want. When it comes to wool, I do soak that overnight generally, and I use wool wash with it to help soften it up and everything. And when it comes to any of the fibers, I could very well not actually block it if I feel like the shape is perfect. But I learned the hard way that you don't get it that easy with wool. Even if you don't block it initially, washing it later blocks it and stretches it out. And it can kind of go back to its shape to a degree, but at least with this top, it's completely different than when I first made it. And I might go ahead and include a video of me showing how much it stretched, like in the arms and stuff too, after just washing it. And I didn't even block it, but washing it blocked it. So that can happen with wool. However, that didn't happen with the other wool I have. So I have the Crow and Crescent superwash merino wool as well. And when I washed that and washed this in the same setting, it didn't change the shape of the other. But this one, it's completely different. It's not even as cropped as it used to be, which, I mean, is kind of fine. I actually didn't mind it stretching here, but the arms were insane. I had to take off like 20 rows on each arm. Just what the heck? Anyways, when it comes to cotton, to me, there's really no need to block it unless you really want to soften it up, which I could respect. And all of these pieces that I might block, I will just hang up on a hanger. I don't use mats, so let me go ahead and see the next topic. Something interesting. If your wool smells extra woolly and farmy, I learned that, and you could do it before or after you make your piece. For me, I really wanted the smell to go away from a batch of wool that I got that you might have seen in another video. So I actually soaked the hanks before I ever worked with the yarn. And I soaked it in wool wash and baking soda overnight, and that fixed the issue. There's still a hint of the smell, but that's to be expected when dealing with merino wool or just wool in general. I mean, not always. You don't always actually have the smell. It depends on how it's treated, but it's not something that I'm upset if it has like a hint of a woolish smell. Alright, where else was I going to talk about this? When it comes to washing, also, what do you think? I was gonna make a top. It'll be a pretty big top, but I think it'd be cute. Um, what was okay, okay. So how I wash all my pieces, and it can be similar to the blocking process. Um, yeah, this top does that a lot. But anyways, so washing. Generally with cotton, I'll go ahead and just throw it in the washer. Same with acrylic actually. Just throw it in the washer. I might, depending on what it is, put it in a laundry bag. And I just don't dry any of them. I do know with cotton, it's pretty safe to dry, and even some acrylics can be dried. But I just don't really want to chance applying or whatever. Um, any of the extra fuzziness that can come with drying it. So I just don't. And I know that drying in general seems to actually shorten the lifespan of a lot of things. And I just don't want that with something I put so much effort into making. That's me though. You can always actually look at the yarn to see how it needs to be taken care of. It'll tell you if you shouldn't dry it or if you should hand wash it. When it comes to wool, I learned the hard way with a piece that I just threw in the washer that it is best for me to just hand wash my wool pieces. um, and so that's how I do it now. I just hand wash them all. I do actually also sometimes consider trying to decrease the frequency in which I have to actually wash the pieces to extend the lifespan as much as possible. So I might go ahead and wear like a tank top or something under some of my garments so that I don't have to wash it as often. Um, but that's also just personal preference. I do that with some uh, fabrics of my clothes that I wear as well, where I'll put something under it so I don't have to wash it as frequently. That is a personal choice. But it can help extend the life of your pieces as well. And let's see, what is next? Okay, so something I did learn. Side note, it's not really a side note, it's specifically about your wool and washing it. Um, and it didn't seem to help with this top. And like the yarn is here now. Like maybe I need to put a little bit more back, a little bit more back. Okay, I need to add a little bit. This top is becoming the bane of my existence. So with wool, you can try to actually like compress and squeeze it back into shape when it gets like loosened up. And it did work with one of my tops that are wool that I made, and I can put a picture of it up. And after I washed it, it was like huge. And like, so I kept squeezing it while it was drying for a while before I put it back on the rack to finish drying. And when I did, I tried to lay it in a way that kind of folded it into itself, but still let it air dry. And that seemed to help it go back into shape a bit. But that was not really a thing with this as much. Funny how it's like kind of, it's not the right length anymore. I may or may not cut all that out. Me just looking at the length. I cannot get this one the way I want it again, for the life of me. But I'm actually expecting it to stretch more again because I added a few more rows, and when I wash it again, I'm expecting it to stretch more. Since I crocheted some freshly crocheted onto it. So I don't know what's gonna happen with this. I might give up. But anyways, that's something to note that you can do with wool as well. Wool is actually like the most high maintenance fiber to crochet with, but I love it. I actually love it, and my more recent pieces have been wool. It's especially comfortable in the freaking winter, and I just really like the feel of it. I don't really go to acrylics much anymore to make stuff. This here is acrylic, and it's Big Twist, and I'm just using up some of the last of my Big Twist that I got because I got a bunch. So yeah, and I'm gonna have a video as well talking about that. Let me take my glasses off. I am a little fuzzy. Oh, mohair. That's an interesting one to talk about. I love mohair, but cannot wash in the washer for anything unless it's actually woven into another fiber as well. So I have this all mohair top, and I can go ahead and put a picture up. But when I washed it in the washer, it actually shrunk so bad. I ended up giving it to someone that can actually fit it, and that was a huge disappointment. However, I did not have that problem with my shawl that I can go ahead and actually put a picture up as well, where the mohair was blended in with cotton. So that, well, not blended, but like crocheted with it. So that's something to keep in mind when you're doing all mohair pieces, which I know are very popular and they're very cute. But even after washing it, I would have to like kind of, it would stick to itself and I'd have to like pull it apart. And it's just a little bit high maintenance. I don't know if I will necessarily make another top like that, even though it was really cute, but I don't know if I want to really go through that. I might go ahead and mix it with some cotton or something lightweight just to help it kind of hold itself together without me having to go through so much work with it. I don't mind the hand washing, but to have to like try to pry it apart because it would just stick to itself. I don't know. On the note of some other maintenance-ness. I don't think I'm dying. I might be. But on that note of general maintenance-ness, I would say to keep in mind that there is this machine, this little tool that's like a little vacuum for the fuzzies and plyiness. When you get like those little nuggets on your stuff, it's a shaver. It shaves the fuzziness off. And like I saw a video where someone was just using it on like general sweaters and stuff, and I had a dog tear up one of my cardigans and had like fuzzies all over the place and it was a hot mess. And so I went ahead and got it to try it on that, and it made it amazing. And I use it on a bunch of clothes now whenever they get that plyiness or whatever. And it's amazing. It works on crochet projects, knits, and just general clothes that accumulate those fuzzes. It refreshes it, takes it off, and it's beautiful again. And I love it. I could not live without it anymore. I use it all the time, unfortunately, because I have quite a few pieces of clothing that needs me to, which is not cool actually that I need to do it. But hey, I would have just eventually stopped wearing some of these if I wasn't able to refresh it like that. So, can I complain? I don't think so. Well, that's been my 5 cents because I feel like my opinions are worth more than two, but so are yours. Anyways, I would say that this has just been my experience, things that I've learned, and they work for me. You do you. You're welcome to try my stuff too. And I'm sure that I'll learn more as time goes on, and even from you guys. If you guys have like little tips, tricks, ideas to help with fiber arts projects, please let me know in the comments. Even if you disagree with me, I love to learn from others. So let's do that. And as always, please love if you loved, subscribe if you love, because I love you. And I will catch you on the flip side.